the first non-terrestrial vehicle came on the scene, the lunar rover. 1972 marked the conquest of new horizons with the American Pioneer 10, the first human object to leave our solar system. Messages representing our planet and humanity were sent along on this craft. The year before, the Soviets had launched the first manned space laboratory, Salyut, into orbit. During their time in space, the men successfully completed many spacewalks. Here, Romanenko almost didn't make it back to the station. His spacesuit had collapsed. During their time in space, physical exercise was a must, as much to increase circulation to the lower part of the body as to keep their muscles stimulated in the weightless atmosphere. 1973 marked the beginning of the American Skylab program. It was the most impressive spacecraft of its time. It weighed 90 tons and was 36 meters long. It was during these space flights that the first space repairs would be undertaken by the astronauts. 1975 was the year of détente in space as on Earth. The first American-Soviet link in space was successfully performed between Apollo and Soyuz. The Americans launched their space shuttle program in 1977. The first flight of the shuttle Enterprise took off from a Boeing 747. On April 12, 1980, the space shuttle Columbia undertook its first mission in orbit. 2 days later, it returned to Earth. Lighter than Columbia, but having a greater capacity, the Space Shuttle Challenger made its debut in 1983. One of its jobs would be the maintenance and repair of different satellites. The astronauts were now able to move around in space using independent propulsion. Each launch was spectacular and was watched by the media and millions of people worldwide. The Space Shuttle had been created as a commercial venture. A project such as Apollo 2 had cost around $40 million at the time. It became necessary to develop a shuttle that could be used for multiple flights in order to decrease costs. The shuttle uses two 2,000-ton rockets to launch it into orbit. These rockets fall back to Earth when they've successfully done their job. When the shuttle is at a high enough altitude, it continues on under its own power until it reaches 500 kilometers in altitude, where it will begin orbiting. The Space Shuttle was designed to be a versatile craft. It's been used to carry satellites into orbit, carry a crew, or even be used as a laboratory. To return to Earth, the engines are re-engaged to leave orbit, sending the shuttle gliding back down to its landing area. Thanks to the 32,000 glass silicate tiles that cover the exterior of the craft, the shuttle can support temperatures up to 1,600 degrees centigrade. This protection is vitally important in surviving the harsh conditions of re-entry. The shuttle's underside is the most protected from the heat due to the braking action of the air. The shuttle's aerodynamic shape allows it to re-enter and fly in the Earth's atmosphere. But in space, the shape has little importance. At 200 kilometers in altitude, the air density is virtually non-existent, and the shuttle can move just as easily with its tail end first.